what are some of the things from an SEO perspective that businesses can do to increase their chances of showing up in those AI overviews, to increase their chances of being one of the recommended companies that come up when a user is using a bot? I know that content is really important. Like I said, I'm the content guy. I'm seeing a lot of different things around content. One thing that I have been seeing around content is authority. The expertise and authority side of it. Now, that's always been something that has been important for Google, but the information or the websites that are being pulled as reference, right, they're looking for expertise and authority, right? And so one of the things that we always tell our clients and other businesses that we consult is, for instance, like, who is writing the content? Is the information source, right? Is it an expert? These are things that you can put inside. You can cite your sources. You can put inside of the content. If there's an expert that is writing this, don't just write the article, not have an author. Like, include an author bio, include a link to the LinkedIn profile, whatever you can do to add, information around who is creating that content. I'm also seeing different things with content, like the different content types seem to, AI seems to be pulling, and I mean, you could probably speak to this as well, but I'm seeing like articles like listicles, like FAQs, where there are concise answers to specific questions. Because what I've noticed is a lot of the searches that come up with those AI overviews, at least in the traditional search engines like Google, are like question-based articles. Like when I go and ask something, it's answering that question, and then it gives you all of the sites that it has reference. And so, what I've noticed is, again, the authority and the expertise behind the content is critical for AI search. I've noticed that the structure and the layout of the content, right? Like, again, having little concise bits of the content is important, so that it's easy to parse that information. Again, the different types of content that you can create. What are you seeing from like a technical side, right? Like, those are high level content things. I know you've talked a lot about, structured data and some of the other things, but what are you seeing as other optimizations for your content or for your website to increase the chances of showing up for in those AI based searches?
Right, that's a good point. So that's the other part of SEO that is still critical at this point, is that, can the search engine even access the content on your site? So the same type of thing that with SEO is making sure, focusing on page speed, that there's still a lot of, as B2B businesses know, there's still quite a lot of purchases where people spend money is often still on desktops. If you're spending $1 million or $100,000 on a single purchase, I still think there's most people make those decisions behind a laptop or computer, desktop type computer. But ultimately, Google's a mobile first company, so even the desktop results to some extent are through the lens of how accessible your mobile site is. So the first and foremost is to remove as many roadblocks as possible to be able to access your site. There's all different types of software. Like if you're using WordPress, there's plugins that can help to reduce the things that tend to cause pages to load slowly. Like such examples are like from the very simple, a lot of times images, the size of the images is far exceeding what's really necessary for most devices.
And you're still talking about well, obviously you're talking about optimized for AI, but you're talking about the speed of the website right now, and when you're talking about these images. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then a lot of the time, Google now can render the JavaScript, but there's like uh, well optimized, well thought out JavaScript, and then there's like what's there for most sites. So there's all different types of things that a lot of websites, they leave in a lot of code into pages because they're so that's where like WordPress tends to have way too much. Anyway, go ahead. You're going to say.
No, I was just going to ask you because it sounds like what you're saying is a lot of the traditional technical SEO aspects
Right.
still
Yep.
matter, right?
Hmm.
Like you were talking about
Absolutely.
crawlability, like you
Right.
still need to be able to crawl the site. Your site still needs to be fast and serve up,
Right. Right.
the information quickly. Anything else that you
Well,
want to mention? Yeah, go ahead.
so it's just starting fundamentally, I touched on like siloing our content, um, content categorization. So that's basically means that your navigation defines your major subjects on your site. So there's a major focus on talking the language that people who are looking for your products are using. So not just going on the most technical stuff or not using industry known language, but using the language that, uh, however that happens.
Your
So,
customers may use. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, on
yeah,
the content side, like right, like those are, I guess we call those pillar topics, right? Like,
right. That's right. That's right.
and we want to use with those pillar topics, right? We want to have the topics that your customers would be searching for. We want to use the language and the word choices that they would be searching for and that they would use or that are used in the industry. That's a great point because I think a lot of times what happens, I guess you actually started the conversation with that, is that people or SEOs or companies like to optimize uh, for the search engines, but they forget about the people, and so that's really important.